There are people who don't seek the spotlight, and yet they illuminate everything around them. To me, Keanu Reeves is one of those rare figures, presence without arrogance, depth without noise. And if Machiavelli were alive today, he'd probably watch him in silence and say, "That man understands power without needing to prove it." This isn't just a reflection, it's a symbolic encounter between two ways of understanding influence, character, and respect, one from the Renaissance and the other from Hollywood. Not all empires begin with war. Some begin with presence. True power doesn't announce itself. It imposes itself with the eyes, with the way you walk, with the energy you carry without speaking. Those who speak as they enter are begging for attention. Those who stay silent already have it. Keanu knows this. Watch how he moves. Each step is measured. Every gesture is precise, as if every muscle had a purpose and a story. When used wisely, silence is not emptiness. It's stored power. It's threat without violence. It's the art of forcing the world to listen, without saying a word. Machiavelli wrote it without cameras or lights. People judge more by what they see than what they understand. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few understand what you really are. That's the trick. It's not about pretending. It's about controlling perception, becoming a figure that feels larger than the space around you, a presence that doesn't compete, that simply reigns. When you speak, let it be rare. When you move, make it deliberate. And when you go silent, let the silence weigh more than 1,000 speeches. Power begins the moment you no longer need to prove anything. Just exist. In a world of noise and confusion, the one who hesitates loses, but the one who decides commands. A decision made in silence is worth more than 1,000 opinions, and when you choose with certainty, the world adjusts. Silent power doesn't come from speaking well. It comes from choosing with conviction, with clarity, with a kind of certainty that doesn't need to be explained. Keanu understands this. He doesn't seek approval. He chooses a path and turns it into law. Machiavelli wrote it in ink and blood. The hesitant are despised as much as the weak. In the art of leading, there's no room for prolonged doubt. Every decision projects power, or the lack of it. You don't need to shout you're in control. You just need to act like you never lost it. Silence becomes authority when your actions don't tremble. Choose, move, don't explain. Let the echo of your choices speak for you. Chaos exposes the imposter, but calm exposes the ruler. In turbulent times, the greatest threat is someone who doesn't flinch, someone who doesn't react, but watches, as if they know something no one else does, as if they've already won. He who leads without speaking doesn't need to control the room. He already controls himself. Keanu walks through noise without absorbing it, as if the world screams and he hears music. Machiavelli knew this. Nothing elevates a leader more than composure in the face of danger. Real calm is not passivity. It's restrained aggression. It's fire wrapped in ice. The one who stays cold while the world burns doesn't just survive, he rises. While others react, you calculate. While they fall into the game, you create your own. Because power isn't about striking first. It's about making the other destroy themselves, alone. Power isn't about filling every space. It's about knowing which ones to leave empty and when. Stepping back at the right moment is not surrender. It's design. It's turning absence into a trap. He who leads without words knows when to vanish, to multiply his weight. Keanu doesn't expose himself. He isn't where they expect. And when he appears, they've already been thinking of him for hours. Machiavelli hinted at it. Don't show your cards to the enemy. Make them wonder if you're even playing. The void creates uncertainty. Uncertainty breeds respect. And respect is power. Sometimes stepping back isn't retreat. It's the setup for a leap. It's watching from the shadows while others burn in the light. You don't always win by being present. Sometimes you rule by leaving space for others to fall. He who sets the rhythm controls the room. The hurried reveal anxiety, the rushed are already defeated. But the one who imposes their tempo, the one who moves slowly in a world that runs, makes everything revolve around them. The one who doesn't rush forces others to slow down. Keanu never speeds up, not even when the world collapses around him, and that's why everyone follows. Machiavelli understood this from politics to war. He who cannot control the tempo becomes a tool of someone else. Your rhythm is your border. It's your way of saying, I don't run, I don't react, I dictate the pace. Power isn't in moving more, but in moving better. And in a world that worships speed, he who dares to move slowly is not weak. He is untouchable. The one who needs to be at the center has already lost control. Silent leadership is also guidance, but without being noticed. True power doesn't show off. It leaks in. It is felt. And when it moves, no one knows where it came from. Keanu doesn't impose. He doesn't command. Yet everything begins to adjust around him, as if he did. This is the art of influencing from the shadows, of moving pieces without touching them, of shifting the game without being seen. Machiavelli called it virtù, the ability to shape reality without fighting it, the power of someone who doesn't need the throne because he already commands the king. Being the center without being in the center, that's art. When others echo your ideas as if they were their own, you've already won. And the best part, you won't need to defend yourself, because no one will know it was you. Silence doesn't just protect, it manipulates. He who cannot master his emotions has already been conquered. Silent power begins within. Before leading others, you must lead yourself. The modern world rewards explosions, quick replies, emotional reactions, but those who always react are slaves to the stimulus. Keanu doesn't explode. He doesn't justify. He doesn't defend because he has nothing to prove. That coldness isn't apathy. It's precision. It's emotional intelligence, sharpened like a blade. Machiavelli wrote it plainly. The man who masters his passions can shape the passions of others. He who stays cool while the world burns gains advantage, sees more, lasts longer. It doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you never give up the command center. Emotional silence isn't weakness. It's armor. And sometimes it's the purest form of attack. There is a kind of power only the wise know. The power of leaving. Not with drama, not with noise, but with surgical silence. With the precision of someone who knows their absence, hurts more than their presence. He who leads without speaking knows when to stop being there. Keanu doesn't need to be everywhere. He doesn't seek the camera. He doesn't demand attention. And that's why he gets it. Machiavelli knew the prince should not be loved or hated, but remembered. Leaving at the exact moment makes you a myth, a ghost presence, a force living in others' minds, even after you're gone. The final silence is the most powerful. When you know how to leave, you become irreplaceable, because those who never disappear never become legends. These were not just 8 laws, they were 8 mirrors. If any of them reflected something in you, then you already carry the silence that leads. Now you know it. Use it wisely. And if this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who moves in silence, who leads without noise. Like, comment, subscribe. Because in a world full of voices, your presence might be what truly echoes.